Most cars in Britain lose value the second you drive them off the forecourt. For some, it's thousands gone in just a year. But here's the thing, a handful of cars buck the trend. They don't just save you money with bulletproof reliability and low running costs, they actually hold their value so well that, in some cases, you can sell them years later without losing a penny. Some even appreciate. These aren't rare classics or garage queens. They're the everyday cars you see on UK roads, hatchbacks, SUVs and hybrids, that prove smart buyers don't have to settle for financial pain. From Japanese hybrids that dominate Auto Trader searches to sports cars that refuse to depreciate, these are the cars mechanics admire, dealers love to resell and owners rarely regret. So, let's dive into the 10 reliable cars that actually make you money in Britain, starting with the little hybrid that turned the UK city car market on its head. Number 10, Toyota Yaris Hybrid. In a Britain where fuel costs keep climbing and ULEZ zones are expanding year by year, the Toyota Yaris Hybrid has quietly become the ultimate smart buy. Compact enough for crowded city streets yet surprisingly roomy inside, it's the super mini that laughs at petrol pumps. Many UK owners consistently report real-world economy figures of 60 miles per gallon or more, and because it's a self-charging hybrid, there's no stress about plugging in, just jump in, hit the start button and go. But here's the real magic. The Yaris Hybrid doesn't just save money at the pumps, it saves money when you sell. Thanks to its reputation for reliability, low tax bands and full UL easy compliance, demand on the second-hand market is enormous. Scroll through Auto Trader and you'll see nearly new examples listed for barely less than showroom price. In some cases, owners have sold their cars after a year and recovered almost every penny, effectively enjoying 12 months of motoring for free. Mechanics rarely see them except for routine servicing, which reinforces buyer confidence and keeps prices high. In fact, the Yaris is one of the rare cars in Britain that protects your wallet twice over, while you own it, and again when you trade it in. And while the Yaris proves technology and economy can be a winning formula, the next car shows you don't need gadgets or flash design, just an unshakable reputation for indestructibility to hold on to your hard-earned money. Number 9, Honda Jazz. If there's one car that quietly earns respect across Britain's workshops, it's the Honda Jazz. At first glance, it seems unremarkable, just a compact hatchback, often associated with careful retirees. But speak to mechanics, and they'll tell you the same thing. The Jazz is virtually indestructible. Engines soldier on for hundreds of thousands of miles, gearboxes rarely give trouble, and even suspension components seem to outlast rivals. MOT statistics back it up. Year after year, the Jazz ranks among the very best for pass rates in the Super Mini class. Owners often boast of cars still running sweetly at 150,000 miles with nothing more than routine servicing. Interiors are equally robust. Fabrics resist wear, plastics don't creak, and the clever Magic Seats design adds a versatility that appeals to families as much as to older drivers. Then there's the resale market. Because the Jazz has built such a reputation for dependability, used demand is sky high. Dealers know that clean, low-mileage examples won't sit on the forecourt for long, and prices reflect that. It's not unusual for 3- or 4-year-old Jazz models to fetch surprisingly close to their original list price, something few rivals can manage. It may not turn heads, but in Britain the Jazz has become the smart buyer's secret weapon. A car that saves money by never going wrong, and again when it comes time to sell. If the Jazz proves that plain and practical can be a financial win, the next car shows how Toyota reinvented Britain's favourite hatchback and turned it into one of the strongest resale stories on the market. Number 8, Toyota Corolla Hybrid. When Toyota brought the Corolla name back to Britain, some wondered if it could still make an impact in a market dominated by the Focus, Astra and Golf. The answer was swift. The Corolla Hybrid didn't just compete, it surged to the top of UK sales charts. Fleet buyers snapped them up for their low benefit-in-kind tax, while private owners praised the blend of efficiency, comfort and reliability. On the road, it feels calm and refined. The hybrid system allows for silent electric running around town, cutting fuel bills and dodging ULEZ penalties. Long motorway runs still return economy figures in the mid-50s, making it one of the most efficient family hatchbacks on sale. And because it avoids diesel tech, there are no worries about DPF blockages or costly emissions fixes, one less headache for mechanics and owners alike. The financial benefit becomes clear at resale. 3-year-old Corolla hybrids regularly hold on to more than 60% of their value, outperforming many rivals. Search Auto Trader and you'll find them priced only slightly below brand new equivalents, with dealers reporting that used stock often sells within days. The Corolla hybrid has managed something rare. It's loved by fleets, trusted by families, and respected by the trade. That combination keeps demand sky high and values strong. If the Corolla shows how hybrids can be bulletproof investments, the next car proves that even a pure sports car, normally a depreciation disaster, can reward owners with financial gains. Number 7. Mazda MX-5. Sports cars are usually financial sinkholes. Buy one new, and you can almost guarantee the value will plummet faster than the rev counter needle. But the Mazda MX-5 has always been the exception to the rule, and in Britain it's become a cult hero not just for its driving fun, but for the way it resists depreciation. The recipe is simple but brilliant. Lightweight chassis, rear-wheel drive, a naturally aspirated engine, and a manual gearbox that feels made for British B roads. Enthusiasts love it because it delivers pure driving pleasure without the fragility of more exotic cars. Mechanics appreciate it too. The MX-5 is mechanically straightforward, with engines and gearboxes that are famously tough. Parts are inexpensive, and owners tend to cherish them, meaning the used market is full of well-kept examples rather than tired wrecks. That's why prices remain stubbornly strong. A 3-year-old MX-5 can still sell for well over half its original price, and limited editions or immaculate older models often appreciate, making them sought-after investments as well as toys. For drivers who want thrills without financial pain, it's a rare car that lets you have your cake and eat it. The MX-5 proves that fun and financial sense aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, it's one of the very few sports cars where passion pays. And while the MX-5 makes driving joy affordable, the next car shows how even a big premium SUV can deliver reliability and strong resale, without the ruinous costs you'd expect. Number 6. Lexus RX 450. H-large luxury SUVs normally collapse in value. The moment they leave the showroom, the combination of high list prices, complex technology, and hefty running costs usually sends depreciation into freefall. The Lexus RX 450h breaks that mold. In Britain, it's become the go-to choice for buyers who want comfort and prestige without the fear of spiraling costs. Under the bonnet lies a hybrid V6 that blends effortless performance with surprising efficiency for a car of its size. Owners routinely see economy in the high 30s miles per gallon, and because it's petrol hybrid, there's no worry about diesel bans or DPF nightmares. More importantly, the RX is renowned for durability. Stories of examples covering 200,000 miles on original drivetrains are common, and many have gone much further with little more than scheduled servicing. That reliability translates directly into used demand. Search the classifieds and you'll find 10-year-old RX models still commanding healthy money, while 3 or 4-year-old examples retain more value than equivalent German rivals. Lower servicing bills compared with BMW X5s or Range Rover Sports only add to the financial appeal. The RX 450h proves that luxury doesn't always mean financial loss. For many British families, it's the rare premium SUV that offers peace of mind for the long haul. From luxury practicality to everyday usability, our next car shows how Honda built an SUV that families trust so much, it barely seems to depreciate at all. Number 5. Honda CR-V. The Honda CR-V is one of those cars you'll spot everywhere in Britain, from suburban driveways to rural lanes, and for good reason. It has built a reputation over 2 decades as the family SUV you can buy with complete confidence. Spacious, versatile, and built like a tank, it's the car people choose when they want years of trouble-free motoring. In petrol form, the CR-V is astonishingly durable. Engines regularly exceed 150,000 miles without drama, and with proper servicing many go far beyond that. The newer hybrid versions have added another layer of appeal. They're smoother, cleaner, and return impressive real-world fuel economy in the mid-40s MPG, making them ULEZ-friendly without the headaches of diesel. Mechanics often say the CR-V is boring because it rarely gives them work beyond oil changes and brakes. That kind of reliability has a direct impact on the used market. Families, downsizers, even taxi drivers compete for clean examples, pushing prices up. 3-year-old CR-Vs hold value remarkably well, and older ones still change hands quickly if looked after. For many households, the CR-V is more than transport. It's a safe investment. Buy one, and you'll get practicality, dependability, and strong resale rolled into a single package. If the CR-V is the SUV that quietly keeps families happy, the next Toyota shows what happens when dependability meets red-hot demand. It practically sells itself before it's even advertised. Number 4. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Scroll through AutoTrader, and you'll notice something. Used Toyota RAV4 hybrids disappear almost as quickly as they're listed. This SUV has become one of the hottest tickets in the UK, thanks to its mix of practicality, hybrid efficiency, and Toyota's hard-earned reliability. Families love the space, commuters love the fuel savings, and dealers love how fast they sell. On the road, the RAV4 hybrid is smooth and frugal. Real-world economy often sits comfortably above 50 miles per gallon, and being petrol hybrid, it avoids the headaches of DPFS and looming diesel bans. That makes it especially attractive for city drivers navigating ULEZ zones. But what really seals the deal is its resale value. 3-year-old RAV4 hybrids often retain more than 65% of their original price, numbers that rival premium German SUVs without the repair bills. This combination of low stress and high demand means the RAV4 is more than just a dependable family car, it's a financial safe haven on wheels. Few mainstream SUVs hold value this well, and while the RAV4 shows how Toyota dominates the SUV market, the next car proves even small, budget-friendly hatchbacks can turn into surprisingly strong earners. Number 3. Suzuki Swift. The Suzuki Swift has always flown a little under the radar in Britain. It doesn't shout for attention like a Fiesta or Corsa, yet it quietly delivers one of the smartest ownership experiences in its class. Affordable to buy, cheap to insure, and astonishingly reliable, it's the kind of car mechanics rarely see for anything other than an oil change. What makes the Swift stand out is how well it holds value compared with its rivals. 3-year-old Swifts regularly sell for well over half their original list price, a figure many superminis can only dream of. Part of the secret is demand. Learners, first-time buyers and families looking for a second car all want something dependable and economical. That constant interest keeps used values buoyant, especially for low-mileage examples. Running costs are minimal, tax, tyres and servicing are all cheap, and with Suzuki's reputation for robust engineering, there's little to scare off second-hand buyers. In fact, many owners are pleasantly surprised at how little money they lose when it's time to sell. The Swift might not win style awards, but it quietly proves that small cars can deliver big financial sense. And while the Swift wins at the budget end, the next car is a workhorse saloon that's kept Britain's fleets rolling for decades, and still rewards private owners with strong resale. Number 2. Skoda Octavia. The Skoda Octavia has long been the quiet hero of Britain's taxi ranks and fleet car parks. Solid, practical and unpretentious, it's the car you'll find racking up motorway miles without complaint. The 1.6 petrol version, in particular, has earned a reputation for being simple, durable and far less trouble-prone than its diesel equivalents. Mechanics praise it for its straightforward engineering. No fragile turbos, no complex hybrid systems, just an engine that starts every morning and keeps going. That simplicity translates directly into strong used demand. Taxi firms love them for their longevity. Families trust them for space, and even budget-conscious students look for older examples that still feel bulletproof. On the resale market, the Octavia's values remain surprisingly strong. 3-year-old petrol models often keep over half their price, which is impressive for a non-premium badge. And because demand is steady, owners don't have to wait long for buyers when they decide to sell. It may not grab headlines, but in the UK it's the kind of car that quietly protects your wallet year after year. And while the Octavia shows how simplicity can pay, our final car proves that premium doesn't always mean painful, especially when the badge belongs to Lexus. Number 1. Lexus IS 300h German saloons dominate Britain's roads, but quietly in the background sits the Lexus IS 300h, a car that refuses to follow the usual depreciation script. With its hybrid drivetrain, whisper-quiet refinement and Toyota-backed reliability, it offers the premium experience without the premium headaches. For buyers fed up with diesel woes and high servicing costs, the IS 300h feels like a revelation. Hybrids handle city driving effortlessly, glide through ULEZ zones with no penalty, and sip fuel on long runs. Most importantly, they almost never break. Mechanics see far fewer IS models than their German counterparts, and that confidence filters directly into the used market. 3-year-old IS 300h saloons routinely retain more of their value than equivalent BMW 3 Series or Mercedes C-Class models. Private buyers trust them, dealers know they'll sell quickly, and the combination of low running costs with Lexus's reputation keeps residuals healthy. It's living proof that in Britain, you don't need a German badge to protect your money. The IS 300h blends luxury, dependability and strong resale into a package that rewards owners long after the first MOT. So there you have it, 10 cars that turn the usual story of depreciation on its head. From the tiny Toyota Yaris hybrid that can all but run for free, to the evergreen Honda Jazz and Corolla that dealers can't keep on their forecourts, right up to premium SUVs like the Lexus RX and saloons like the IS 300h that beat the Germans at their own game. Even the humble Suzuki Swift and Skoda Octavia prove that sensible can also be smart when it comes to protecting your wallet. The lesson is simple. In Britain, not every car is a money pit. Pick wisely, and the right combination of reliability, low running costs and strong resale demand can save, or even make, you money. These cars aren't just transport, they're financial safe bets in a market where most drivers lose thousands without even realizing it. Now it's your turn. Have you owned one of these models? Or maybe another car that surprised you by holding its value? Drop your story in the comments below, because your experience could help other drivers make smarter choices. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell. In our next episode, we'll reveal the cars in Britain that pretend to be reliable, but end up draining your wallet.